immigration enforcement. And it's sort of hard to describe how unusual it is for them to make these kind of demands, but we're seeing a safety net turned into a dragnet. So can you talk about what the government was asking for, what the harms to our communities would be, and why this immediate litigation was the choice that you made for New York?
So, Dr. Crenshaw, during these times when we find ourselves dealing with this administration, I often refer back to Dr. King's words, "Who soothed my soul." And I can remember the quote that he once stated, and it says, "There's nothing in all the world more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity." Sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. The quote is from his book, Strength to Love. And there comes a time when all of us must take a position that's neither safe, nor political, nor popular, but we must take a position because conscience tells us that it is right. And so that's why here we sit, and all of you who are in attendance want to hear from all of us, because all of us here have a moral compass. All of us recognize that we're dealing with a president that is at war with its people, a president that's at war with our democracy, a president that's at war with the rule of law, and a president that's at war with individuals who are struggling under the weight of poverty and discrimination and racism. And so this president issued an executive order, and all of his executive orders, he talks a lot about former President Biden, and how he, signs with this pen. But President Trump signs all of his executive orders with a Sharpie. Wow. And he issued an executive order basically demanding that we turn over our data with regards to SNAP. Now, I know I'm on Martha's Vineyard and I'm around a lot of very bougie black people. I know a lot of you came here with your yachts and you came here chauffeured limousines and all of that. But I also know some of your relatives receive food stamps. SNAP is food stamps. And so basically what they have asked all of us is to hand over your data in regards to individuals who are receiving food stamps, and hand over your data in regards to individuals who are on Medicaid. And we said, no. His reason for demanding that we hand over SNAP and Medicaid is because they were concerned about corruption, waste, and fraud. But we argued that it is nothing more than a pretext for immigration enforcement. And that's why we said no. And so we are currently, obviously, responding to these executive orders because they're engaging in these immigration raids, which are having a chilling effect on immigrants who are afraid to go to school, afraid to go to houses of worship, just afraid in general. And that is the point. It's chaos, it's fear, and it's scapegoating of a marginalized community. And it's really critically important that individuals understand that what we are dealing with is individuals who, again, this sincere ignorance and this conscientious stupidity has come to life. But it's hurting people, and it's harming people. And there are individuals who are afraid to go to a food pantry to get food. There are individuals who are afraid to go to court, who are witnesses to horrific crimes. There's victims of domestic violence who are afraid to go to court to get orders of protection. There's individuals who are afraid to go to ICE to respond to, their immigration court, their hearings, because they're afraid that ICE, these masked individuals with no insignia, no identification, will steal them away. And so we're doing our job. But all of you have a responsibility. And I want to tell you the story of Jefferson County in New York State, which is near the Canadian border, which is a red district. I think maybe I got 2 votes out of that district. Well, there was a farm, an old sweet farm called Old McDonald Farm. And ICE went in there and raided them and arrested a woman with 3 small children. She doesn't represent the worst of the worst. She was working on a farm. But what was so amazing was that the residents in Jefferson County rose up. A county of 1,300, on one Saturday morning, 1,000 of them showed up and protested against ICE in this red district and demanded that mom and her 3 children be released because they knew that family. And then they discovered that Tom Homan, you know who he is, right? They discovered that he had a home in Jefferson County, and those 1,000 residents protested in front of his home. And the family was released. That was without any action on my part, any action taken by the ACLU. It was on the part of civilians and individuals who care about their neighbors and who care about families and who recognize that we're all inextricably tied together. And then, believe it or not, they invited the Democratic Attorney General that black woman from Brooklyn. They said, we want to invite her to speak to us because maybe she has something to say. And when I walked in, I got a standing ovation. Don't believe that you don't have power. Don't believe that. The power, my friends, lies in our hands. And all we got to do is recognize the power that runs through our DNA. And all of the individuals, all of our ancestors who died for our right to be here, and our right to be here on Martha's Vineyard with your snooty selves. So stand up and fight back. And remember the residents of Jefferson County.